So the Expendables 3. Do I need the machine gun? Sorta. Feels appropriate for this review. I wish I had some... I do have armor. Body armor. Should I go put it on? No, just go watch my White House Down review. I had the body armor and all that. And this movie was sort of doomed from day one. PG-13. Expendables 3 stars a lot of people. I'm gonna name them all off that I can. Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Mel Gibson, Wesley Snipes, Blade himself, you know, Terry Crews, sort of, Jet Li, barely, Han Solo, Harrison Ford, Randy Couture, yeah, he's still here, Ronda Rousey, Glen Powell, Victor Ortiz, Twilight Boy, Kellan, Lutz, am I forgetting anyone? Antonio Banderas, I'm still forgetting someone. Dolph Lundgren, Kelsey Grammer's in it, and guess who's not? Bruce Willis. Why? Because he's a greedy asshole. Good, thanks for getting rid of him, Stallone. Let's all hope that every movie gets rid of Bruce Willis. We don't need him in movies anymore. He's a grouchy prick. In this movie, The Expendables, you know, Sylvester Stallone's character, Bonnie Ross, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, we're expendable, but I just can't afford to hire you guys anymore. Don't want you to die. You're like family to me. Look at my goatee. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm trying to do it, and I'm shitty at a Stallone impression. I can kind of do Arnold, so we'll pretend Arnold said this. You know, you're all expendable, but we can't do this. I gotta fire you. You know, I don't want you to die. You're my brothers in arms. I'll have some young kids. Maybe they die, maybe they don't. And we go kill Mel Gibson. PG-13. I shoot you. Dust comes out of your chest. Yeah, that was shitty too. Stallone wants to get rid of his Expendables because they go on a regular mission, then they find out, oh, Mel Gibson's character, a former Expendable, is involved, who Stallone thought he killed, and this brings up stuff from the past, and he's like, the Expendables have to break up, you guys, I don't want you to die anymore, I've seen too many of you die, and a certain Expendable gets injured and is taken out of the whole movie, wrong one I'd say, and then Stallone builds up a new team of youngsters to go take on Mel Gibson, that he doesn't care if they die because, I don't know, kill the young people because he doesn't know them. It's like, if I know you for a week, it's fine. If I've known you a couple years now, since 2010, then I feel sad. So, kill the young kids, I don't care, and we'll go kill Mel Gibson. But the old ones come back, and you know that. This might actually be a good success story for why you don't convert to PG-13. Started out as R. It's supposed to be a gritty throwback to the 80s. First two somewhat commit to that. They do it wrong, but they commit to it. You know, you got blood. It's shitty CGI blood, but it's blood. And this one, when in the 80s did Arnold shoot someone with a giant shotgun and they flew back with dust, or just the camera shook and you don't really see it and they fall over? Never. You don't cut out the blood. A throwback to the 80s. It's supposed to be for the people from the 80s and 90s that like these over-the-top campy action films where they took themselves seriously, which is why the humor sort of doesn't work, because you watch Commando, Arnold saying shitty, stupid lines. Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. And he drops them. He thought he was a badass. We might have laughed because he was funny, but he didn't turn to the camera and wink. He thought he was being an awesome, cool guy, which is why them making jokes about it kind of wrecks it in a way. But this movie, throwback to the 80s. Well, you know what? All the 13-year-olds love Stallone and Arnold because they've all seen Terminator and Conan the Barbarian and Red Heat and Kindergarten Cop. Well, maybe Kindergarten Cop. Junior Twins. Now I'm naming all his comedies. Terminator, did I say that? Commando. Predator, Rambo, Rocky. The 13-year-olds, do they watch all those? I don't think so. Do you think they went back and watched Lethal Weapon? I doubt it. Little assholes these days, teenagers are like, I don't want to watch Point Break. It's from 1990. You gotta make a reboot if I'm gonna watch it. Fuck you people. Pick up a Blu-ray. It's on Amazon for like $5. You don't need a reboot Point Break. But what I'm saying is, like, it's because of lazy kids that these movies get remade so they don't go back to watch them in the first place. What 13, 14-year-olds, like, I've seen every Stallone and Harrison Ford movie. They might know he's from Star Wars or Indiana Jones, but no 12-year-olds like, I love Wesley Snipes. I love it. Passenger 51? Honestly, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I know him from Blade. I need to see his other movies. I'm sorry, Wesley Snipes. So, going from R to PG-13, you lose all your fan base to try to get a new one of people who don't care about the movies, and the movie failed. So, if they do a fourth, bring it back to R, use real blood, and have Nicolas Cage, Gary Busey, Pierce Brosnan. No, I don't like this PG-13 violence though, and that affects a lot of the action. Wesley Snipes is slitting throats, and it's like, okay, he slit the throat, the guy fell down, we didn't see any blood. Or they shook the camera and the angle, it cuts from him going like this to the guy's dead or something. Like, it's shitty. You see people getting blown to bits with guns and they're just falling over with dust shooting out. So the action's filmed badly. Hopefully the R-rated cut when it comes out is better and like the action's coherent, comprehensible, and cool. Some of it at the end was kind of cool. Antonio Banderas and Ronda Rousey are like in a scene where they're fighting together against guys. That scene was kind of cool. Kellan Lutz has a dirt bike getting chased by a tank. I was hoping it'd be like Place Beyond the Pines cool. It was more like shitty. I mean, Ronda Rousey, a real life badass, UFC champ. I've seen her break arms. I've seen her go in that octagon, beat the crap out of another woman and rip her arm off. I've seen her snap arms, okay? And thankfully they gave her some arm bar moves in this movie. I was like, awesome, that's what she's known for. But her first introduction fight, it's like she's in a club and it's like, okay, she's doing something, the camera's skewing it, a lot of cut, and we didn't see what she did. She's a real badass. You don't need to edit around it because she doesn't know how to choreograph a fight. She can kick ass for real. What are you doing? And that happens a lot of the time, and I really don't like it. When it comes to the youngsters, 2 of them are forgettable. I like Ronda Rousey as a fighter. As an actress, she's as good, if not a little better, than Gina Carano, another MMA fighter actress. But still kind of forgettable. She's like kind of one note, and I hope she improves because I'd like to see her in more movies. Maybe the Expendables female franchise, Expendables. They probably want her in that. And Glen Powell, I believe, is the guy. He's kind of he's the hacker dude. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, the hacker dude. I liked him. He was fun to me. Out of the new guys, he's the one who was like having fun. Like, I'm in a movie with all these old action stars. This is fun, hey? He seemed like he really enjoyed being there. Victor Ortiz was forgettable. Kellan Lutz was forgettable. And the most annoying, because it starts always like, you don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know what I want. And also Harrison Ford, he's not mumbling the whole time. I like him. He's kind of fun. He plays a pilot. Star Wars, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, yeah. Antonio Banderas, he's on a line. And on one side, he could be super annoying. And on the other side, he could be a lot of fun. And he falls back and forth a lot. In the first introduction scene, I thought he was pretty funny, and then after that, he got really annoying. And then by the end, he was a lot of fun again. I liked him. He kicked some ass. But again, he's kind of tricky. Some people might absolutely hate his guts. I'm just kind of like, he's good half the time. And Wesley Snipes was also really fun to me. I liked him. He's such a weird guy in this movie. Sally, the man attacked me with a knife. Like, what? I don't even get what he's doing, but I love it. I want to see him in the next Expendables movie. He's a lot of fun. And Mel Gibson is the best Expendables villain they will ever get, unless they get Gary Busey and Nicolas Cage. Either or would be just as good, but Mel Gibson is awesome. Who's the villain in the first one? Eric Roberts. Forgettable as shit. Second one, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Still forgettable. Mel Gibson, I'll remember. He had story, he had character development. Character development, you shit me, in this movie? I didn't expect it. He had like his backstory and everything. He was good. He had emotion. This one scene with him, it's like awesome. He's a great villain. This scene is just like, shit, yeah, I like it. And he's really good. The only problem is at the end, it's like, oh, him and Stallone are going to go head to head, and it's the most disappointing, shitty fight ever. It's like, what, 30 seconds? We get 30 seconds of Gibson and Stallone going toe-to-toe, and then it's over. And then that literally is followed by the most unbelievable, suspend your disbelief, and the only way you can do it is by giving yourself a lobotomy to believe it. Crap. It's crap. It's like, okay, Stallone has had somewhat similar situations in the first 2 movies, but here it's just like, fuck you. But if I've been shitting on the whole movie, which I have, besides Mel Gibson, I like to give some compliments. The story was good. You know, Kelsey Grammer, also another addition, I liked him. Story was actually good, kinda. I was surprised, like, out of the 3 movies, this one has the most fragments of a story, and I was like, not bad, you know, pretty good. Still not great, but of the 3, it's an okay story. And I like a lot of the actors still. You know, the problem is the Expendable they take out is one of the fun Expendables. It's like, you know, Randy Couture, after the first movie, hasn't done anything. You want to take him out for most of the movie, go ahead. But the one they chose is actually a fun presence in the movie. Then it's like, alright, you're in the first scene and the last scene, bye. It's like, you... Why? This movie had the worst CGI possibly in a movie we will see in a long time. It reminded me of Sharknado at times, and it reminded me of Birdemic at times. That's a bad thing. That is a very bad thing when you're saying, oh yeah, the CGI was like Sharknado. In an Expendables action movie, a big action movie with Sylvester Stallone, and the budget's so cheap that we had Sharknado CGI. That's bad. That made me laugh. I was cringing at times too, just like, oh, God, is that supposed to be helicopters? If it's 2003 and I'm playing a PlayStation 2 game, maybe. But in this movie from 2014, no. They cut out most of the jokes. They do have Arnold going, "I'm back! Come on, we gotta get to the chapel, let's go!" That one made me laugh, okay? And they have a good Wesley Snipes joke about tax evasion. Right on. I'd give the Expendables 3 a D, and I hoped for the first good one and they gave me possibly the worst one. What little I liked, honestly, just could not sustain the movie. When you PG-13 it makes it the worst because all the action sucks at that point. And really, I will rent the R-rated cut to see if it improves it. So if you've seen the Expendables, do comment below, tell me what you thought of the movie, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.